your expectation today? You are students, you came from somewhere else, you got up this morning. What do you think you want to hear? What are you expecting? Yes.
I would like to be aware of the evils of the world and the experience that many people go through, and to open my eyes up.
Okay. Anybody else? Yes.
I wanted to
Just a little bit louder. 77 hearing goals beside the lights.
that I wanted to hear how people were able to overcome this tragic.
Well, I didn't start it to be gray hair and limping. I used to be little and young, and the time when the war was on, I was very small. I was 10 years old, and I think I will pass this around. Please be careful. One of the hinges are already broken. This is me on one side with the yellow star. This is on our balcony, and it is approximately 3 months before the story I will tell you. On the other side, you will see 2 little girls. One of them is a little bit bigger than the other and holding up a small one. She was my cousin, and I will tell you about her.
Please take it back.
Oh, that's wonderful. Yes. He allowed me to do that. I wanted to show you I had one. I never wear a tie. I didn't wear a tie for my daughter's wedding. I was born in Budapest, Hungary, in the center of Europe, to a middle-class family. My father was a doctor. Doctors were not rich people like over here. But I was a very happy kid. I learned to swim at a very early age. I learned to ski by the time I was 5. I skated by that time. I didn't know that I'm any different than anybody else. When I was in 4th elementary grade, in 1944, March 19th, the Germans invaded Hungary. Hungary is a small little country surrounded by Czechoslovakia, Poland, Russia, Romania, the ex-Yugoslavia, Austria, and it had a governor by the name of Horthy. He wasn't a very good guy, but at that point in time, he realized that the German, being with the Germans is a losing proposition, so he wanted to get out, and he sent some envoys to England. The Germans picked up on it, and that's when they invaded Hungary. With the German troops came the guy by the name of Adolf Eichmann. Eichmann, I'm pretty sure you heard about him. He was a really mean guy, and within 3 months, he was able to get rid of almost completely the Jews in Hungary. In Budapest alone, we had around 600,000, and not too many came back from that. Before you ever ask, I never went to a camp. Okay? So that is the question you should not ask. Because my story is not about concentration camp. My story is about how I survived. So when the Germans came in, we had to put up a yellow star. This is not the original one, but it was something like this. You can see it on the picture. It's almost as big as half of my chest. And we couldn't go out only certain hours from the house, and we always had to wear these stars. And Jews had to go to houses, which also they marked with a much bigger yellow star, and only in those houses could Jews live. Luckily, the house that we were living in became such a house with a yellow star. And my father said, look, Steve, we have 5 rooms. Some of the other people in our family are not so lucky. Let them come over here. For me as a kid, you know, I was 10 years old. Some of the cousins come over there. It's fun, okay? You could play all day. From these houses, they had much easier access to take the people to the ghettos, and from the ghettos, with the cattle cars, to Auschwitz or Bergen-Belsen or one of the camps. So one morning, my father calls me in to his study. My mother is there with my sister, who was at that time 3 months old. She was born 1st of July, 1944. And my father had 4 little bottles of thick liquid, looked like Pepto-Bismol, if you ever know what Pepto-Bismol is. And he explained it to me that now we will drink this liquid, then we go to sleep, and then nobody can hurt us. In other words, what he wanted to do, that we drink poison, so we don't have to suffer. I have to stop here for a moment to explain a little background. I do have 3 kids, and the 9th grandchildren is on his way. I have 8 ready. Some of them finished university. So I know perfectly well how you grow up and how you discuss or argue with your parents if they tell you to do something. I did the same thing with my children, but when I was a kid, this was not the way of doing it. When your father said, John, you asked him how high, and you did it. Okay? It was no discussion. It was not a question that you do it. And I don't know where I got the guts, but I said, Dad, I would rather take my chances. And I don't know how it happened, but my father didn't insist that we have to drink it. And he said, okay, but then we have to leave tonight. And when it got dark, we got out of the house, and we went to another house that didn't have the yellow star on it, and the janitor was the patient of my father, and he let us go in there to the cellar. Do you guys know what a cellar is? And we could stay in the cellar